Hey guys, this is Manu, physical therapist and Ayurveda herbalist. So I'm going to shoot another video for you guys on core stability. We're going to do two variations of the side plank position to strengthen your core muscles. Okay, but we're going to add a component to that, which is really focusing on your deep layer, your transversus abdominis for core stability, not just lifting up and not maintaining that core stability while you're in that position. Okay, well, it'll also allow us to work on your hip muscles too. So the way we're going to do that is, and this is important for essentially if you have any low back issues, you have hip problems, you have a lot of knee-related problems. And for those of you who are athletes and runners, you need to have, you remember, as I've talked about in some of my other videos, the first rule is building that foundation where you have a good trunk or core stability. And then number two is getting those hip muscles stronger. So your base is strong. If the base is strong, extensions will always work well. Okay. So the way we're going to do that is, again, this is a side position. So when for the side plank, we're going to do the easier version first. The easier version, what you're going to do is you're going to have your knees bent, okay, till you get the positioning and the form down. And you're able to get stronger, and then we'll go with the legs straight. So remember, you're working on this hip, so she's working on her left hip, so glute strength, because she's raising it up. She's doing hip abduction effectively on that side to get those glutes stronger. Glute medius especially, which is essential for pelvic stability when you're walking, running, and all sorts of single leg activities. And the second part is working on the core. And since the elbow is bent and she's bearing off of that left side, pushing off of that, doing a lot of scapular stability, shoulder girdle stability too, to hold that position. That's very important. So if you have shoulder issues and you want to obviously be a bit more careful with that position, or if you're not strong enough to hang out there, so modify the exercise if you have those shoulder issues, or outright avoid that specific movement. Okay, so what we're going to do is, first step, remember, you fire your lower abdominals, okay, your core. So we want to get those transversus abdominis firing. So what we're going to do that is take a deep breath. As she exhales, she's going to pull that belly button straight back, and she gets to feel with her own hands those muscles firing and pushing up into her fingers almost, okay? So she's stabilizing through there. But once she kicks them in, she has to continue breathing normally, okay? I don't want you to hold your breath while you're doing the exercise. So now she's got those on, so her base is fired, right? Those guys are working. The second step is now she's going to raise up, and she's going to hold that position. Now, as I said, this is the easier version because the knees are bent. So she has to work on kicking in her shoulder girdle muscles, her abdominals are on, and she's raising up that position. And she's working on glutes firing too. Good, go ahead and come back down. So that's the kind of position you want to work at. Maintaining the alignment is important, okay? If you start noticing, you start shaking too much, your form starts to go, you can't hold the abdominals, right? You start arching your back to compensate, to hold that position. You start fatiguing, time to come back down. Okay, your goal is to progressively work at increasing the time. So let's say we set a goal of 10 to 15 seconds first, get up into that position, and as you get better at it, increase the time to 30 seconds or even more for that matter. Okay, and the reps you can work up. You can go from 8 to 10 repetitions. Okay, that's going to be plenty. If you're doing 10 repetitions, holding for about a minute each one, that's quite a bit for holding that position. So at that point, you want to progress. You want to go to that next level, which is the harder part, which will be with your legs straight. So now, you're going to have her legs straight. So in this position, feet are together. Same setup, basically. Okay, and she's going to fire these guys first, set your base. Okay, and the next step she does is she pushes up and she raises up into that position, and she's going to hold that spot again. Okay, so a good way to fire these guys: core is on, shoulder girdle is working, good, and come back down, and control the descent down too. Don't just plop back down. Okay, as you get better at it, you can even work at, as you raise up, you can lift that arm up to increase the challenge. You can even work at lifting the top leg up. So there are a lot of variations that can be done once you get the basics down. You can hold the position, okay? And there are a lot of other positions where you can even add some movements with that arm, the top arm too. But let's start with this first, so you guys get these steps down, and we'll progress from there. So as I said, essential, very, very important for athletes, runners. and anyone who's trying to get stronger, a lot of those core muscles stronger for even day-to-day activities. All right, guys. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions, leave a comment. You can click on the link below, and you can go to my site, and you can check out lots of information there. And we got a pretty cool product we're working on. It's coming out pretty soon for those of you athletes and runners. A lot of you guys have sent me questions and with things you want included in the program. I think you're going to love it. It's going to be quite awesome. It has tons of information on all sorts of physical therapy, holistic medicine techniques for injuries, and all sorts of other stuff we got on. All right, and talk to you guys soon.